with anything you people are doing.
Hey, this is Risa on Mother Nation. I'm here with my girl Sarah. Say hello, Sarah.
Good morning and welcome to the first unofficial episode of Risa's podcast, okay?
Let's go. Are she ready? We ready?
Okay, Sarah. So let's give a little bit of your background and where you're from and who you are, and then we can just jump right into this thing.
Okay. Well, my name is Sarah Maria. I've been out in Phoenix for 2 years. I'm originally from Virginia. I moved out here August 2017. I sold all my stuff but my car and my clothes because God said move, so I moved. And since being here, I started my own business. I am a partner in a cannabis business. I co-authored a book. It's lit.
Just so much. We're not gonna weigh you down with everything she has
But
going
what
on
about
right now.
you?
Okay.
I'm interview you. Tell us a little bit about the host of this show
Okay.
and what can we be expecting?
Okay, so my name is Risa, and I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I've been here for about 5.5 years, and I have went through it all in Arizona, but I'm still here. Okay, so I'm a hairstylist. I've been a hairstylist for, I say, a little over 15 years, and I started in Minneapolis, Minnesota under Michael Cole. Shouts out to Michael Cole, the talk of the town. Yes, that's where so many stylists got their start, and I just want to, that's like my foundation. So I always reference back to that. So I came out here, wanting to change things up a little bit and brought my 2 girls. I have twin girls. And right now, my focus in life is just making everything that I have got going on better. And like my boy Toby says, he always says he wants to make purpose popular. So that's a huge extent of my background and what I'm trying to do going forward, is improving the lives of others by, just, I won't even call it the truth because people have so many different views of everything. So whatever we present, you can do your research on it, see how you feel about it. If it works for you, it works for you. If not, then we just leave it. So we have a couple of topics that we'll go over, and we present some information, and you just kind of make your own judgment and set your own perspective on life, and you kind of use what you can and see how we go from there. So let's get started.
Okay.
Our first topic will be image. And this is very important, especially as being like a Black woman coming up in society, because we have all these issues. And I'm a hairstylist, so I get it all. And for the most part, I don't care. I don't care nothing about what y'all be talking about my hair, my clothes, my shoes, none of that, because I got tired. I have to keep y'all beautiful, so I don't always have time for that. So, but I know what looks good, and I know what gets people to a place where they're comfortable, they feel great, and they just able to go out there and do their thing. So meeting Sarah in the salon, it has definitely been a journey for us, as we've experienced a lot of different things, just experiencing our relationship in the salon and outside of the salon together. So it's been definitely helpful. So Sarah, like, and you know what? Let's go ahead and touch on your background a little bit, because Sarah is African American. She has African roots. She was raised by a white woman who loves her dearly, and that's our mommy.
Yes, and my father, he's from Africa. He's from Sudan. So I grew up different like my whole life.
With hella issues.
Which I just figured them out this year.
Sometimes you have to recognize that you're going through certain things to come out of it. And once you come out of it and you can pinpoint where those issues come from,
right?
How much easier is it for you to reach back and help the sisters that are behind you? Like, come on, sis,
it's
I remember.
so much easier because now you know why you did everything.
Exactly.
And now you know why you went through everything. Because like I always say, you go through everything in life for somebody else. So now I went through all this stuff so I can help the next person who might feel isolated like
God.
I was. You know what I mean? So it's like, the stuff you go through isn't for you. It's for somebody else.
It's for somebody else.
It's always for somebody else.
And
like
we
this
take
is
that,
like you were doing right here. This is for somebody else.
This is for somebody else. This is not.
Yeah.
And as I start to progress with life, and you got to touch and agree with those people that are around you. And you have to get to a point where you're also so comfortable, because I've been burned. Have you been burned, Sarah?
Yes.
You've been burned?
Yes.
Aren't there some crazies out there, girl?
But you know what? I let myself get burned so many times, though, because I kept on letting you come back. You might burn me once, and I'll forgive you, and you come back.
You know what?
Super forgiving.
We're going to pray for the haters today. Pray for the haters. My girl always say, pray for the haters. No, my daughter actually said that. So when when it come from the mouth of babes, you totally get it. You just got to pass that information along because this coming from the truth. This is God's word. He said, listen, you got to pray for your haters and keep it moving.
You do.
And touching back with image, I think it's very important in our society that as a Black woman coming up into this world, that we let our little girls know what's acceptable and what's beautiful. I have twin daughters. They're 10 years old, and they made me realize that I had to become comfortable in my skin.
Right.
Because they're like, especially when you have children, they're your mirrors. They're your mirrors. And whatever you put into them, that's what you're going to get back. And I remember being like, getting out the shower one day. I had, my girls were like 2 years old and they're twins. And they got their own little language aside of what, we know as English. So I had been wearing weaves for like, oh my God, years straight. And it's convenient enough for me because I have a hectic lifestyle. But when I got out of the shower after washing my hair and my daughters are standing there, both sitting there looking at each other, and they get out the shower and they're like, I'm like, what? I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? So Darcia, she was translating a little, for her younger sister, Lanella. She's like, Mommy, we don't like your hair. I was like, what? My natural hair had shrunk and it went back to its natural stage. And at that moment, I knew I had to do something different. And I had to change their perspective on how they viewed natural hair. Because I had a conversation with my babies like, what do you mean you don't like my hair? What makes this not desirable? And it was scary that at the fact that 2 years old, they didn't desire to have natural hair. Already.
Programmed so in the beginning.
Oh my God. In the beginning. And it's such a relief to now know 10 years later my daughters are okay with wearing their hair natural. Right. We do it all. And Mommy can do it all because I'm a great stylist.
Yes.
But the fact that they're able to wear their hair natural and be okay with that in their skin complexion and their ways and how they are, how they speak, how they carry themselves, it's amazing. And natural hair has taken a huge setback over the years. We felt like we had to hide behind it. We had to hide it because people didn't accept it. Now we're embracing it and it's beautiful. It's just, we just got to educate ourselves a little bit more when it comes to certain things, ladies. I'm here to let y'all know there's certain things that we need to do to keep it all afloat, in that it's still, you can have natural hair. Let's just make sure it's presentable. You got to take care of everything. And when you're taking care of everything, it takes a little time, takes a little diligence, but you can definitely have the results that you want. Stepping aside from hair, weaves are okay too. There's nothing wrong with a couple of inches.
No. There's nothing wrong with weave as long as you know who you are when you don't have the weave on, and then you don't get attached. Because I got attached to my hair.
Girl, haven't we all?
Well, the weave, like I remember before I moved out here, and my one hairdresser told me, you cannot wear weave anymore. You got to take a break. I cried because I was like, what am I gonna do with my hair? Like I'm pretty with weaving, without weave. Like what? You know what I'm saying? Like I went through that. Like that's just real. That's some real
so
shit.
Sad. I want my babies. Listen, we gotta stop hiding behind these weaves. I love every single. Listen, I would snatch this bad boy off right now. I'm not gonna do it. But I love being like free.
Yes.
I love my hair free. I love the feel and the essence of it. You just got to keep it up. You just got to shampoo, condition it, just fall in love with your coils.
Yeah.
People are so afraid of that. But if you learn how to take care of them, I seen this girl, she had natural hair and her locks were luscious. I was like, oh my God, what are you using? Oh my God, I want my curls to look just like that. And I'm a stylist. I don't have all the answers all the time. But I do know that I love to see women embrace their natural curls. And it's a beautiful thing.
It is, because my only thing with weave is that I was thinking about how much money I spent. Okay, so here's the thing. You spend all this money for your hair to look like something it will never look like. It'll never look. You're never going to have white people's hair. You're never going to have Indian people's hair.
Girl.
The Brazilian, it's never going to look like that. And then when you have the lace front on Instagram, it looks real, but in real life, it don't look like that. The part doesn't look real. It doesn't look real. And there's all this money for your hair to look like something it's not. Like, that's crazy when I thought about how much money I spent to look like something my hair will never be like that.
Yeah. And people are banking off of that. People are banking. I went to China recently, and it's so sad Listen, y'all think we're not over there in China?
We over there.
We're over there in China. And we are filling their malls. We are filling their businesses, their establishments with our monies. If it wasn't for us, they would not survive. If black people only understood the power in their dollar, you can talk
Yes.
all that stuff. But as
Yes.
long as they got your little insecurities in this box where they know, hey, we got something better. That's more desirable. Go ahead and turn away from what you're used to and buy what I got. It makes things better, and we have to start in our homes as kids, we got to bring our kids up a different way so they understand that being you is natural and it's okay and it's desirable. And I
Yeah.
love it, but you got to embrace it because I get more attention. And then I get more attention when my hair is natural
Yes.
than I do when I put my luscious ladies on,
Certain people, like, I feel like when you got certain hair, certain people like your hair certain, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like maybe it's like you appeal to certain people. When it's natural,
I think so.
It's just like it's all you. I feel like it's everybody like
And when
that.
you're natural, you own it. You have a
Yes.
different type of security. And I've seen you natural. First of all, Sarah, she has hair that's past her shoulders, but she'll get some weave and it'll be up here. It's all for upkeep, maintenance, whatever you want to do.
I go to
And
the
it's-
gym, okay? And I don't like to do my hair. I don't
We
like
got
to do my
time
hair.
for that. And it's nice to be able to have the option to have protective styles. So I love that people are ready to embrace their natural locks. But if you listen, we need an option. I need to go somewhere right now. I ain't got time to deal with these B2Bs. Yes, I said B2Bs. We ain't got time for that right now. Go ahead, throw something on that'll get you through the night. But take care of your hair and your body and your.
That's the
going
best
in
thing
and
about
out.
you is because you take care of people's hair. Like she took care of my hair. Like I've had people that do your hair and they don't care about your hair. They just care about your money. But she would like do my hair. She'd put the hot oil treatment, the deep conditioning, cut my hair and make sure that, you know what I'm saying, it helped me love my hair. So it's like, and now I had like crochet braids all summer. Now my hair, me and my scalp are friends again because I let her breathe. And I'm like, I can't put you up.
She'll love you a whole different way. And
Yes.
it's awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and get to the next subject.
Girl, you could go on for Image forever. That's like a whole show.
I know.
Okay. You can go to commercial.
I mean, not in real life. Like, you might as well just keep rocking.
Yeah, you just keep going,
rocking.
keep going.
You gotta get used to it. You
I
can't pause.
know.
You're trying to make me have to edit a whole show. Like, this
No,
is
you just
live.
edit out that part.
No, just
Okay.
know.
Because you could talk about Image for like the whole.
We could, and
you
I'm trying. I
could.
have to get off of that. I don't know how to taper down. Okay, but anyway. So the next subject is we're going to get into relationships. Ooh, one time for the one time. We're gonna get into relationships. Okay, so this isn't just I'm in a relationship with a guy. This is everything. Relationships that you have with people and how to cultivate those relationships. Let's start with men. Because I'm a woman.
How to get out of a situationship.
Wait a minute.
I know,
We're
I'm
going to jump into
sorry.
that already.
I don't know. That's situationships, boy. Because there's a lot of people in them.
There's a lot of people.
And
And
then
it's
they don't know what
sad.
it is. And
They
then
don't
when you
even
explain
understand.
it to them, then they're
Okay.
like, that's what I'm in.
Let's
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
explain. What is a Sarah, please tell me, because I know I probably done been in a few.
I'm going to tell you.
What is a situation?
Y'all listen up.
Listen, please take notes.
This is a situationship. Situationship is for if you like say it's for me. Example, I'm with a dude and I do everything I would do if I was in a relationship. I spend the night at your house, you spend the night at my house. We doing this, we doing that. You know what I'm saying? We're like a couple, but we're not a couple because you're not my boyfriend. I'm not your girlfriend. And then if he decides he wants to, kick it with somebody else, then I get mad, but I can't really get mad because he's not my boyfriend, but you get mad anyway. So you know what I'm saying? It's like it's a whole mess.
It's a whole mess.
And then and sometimes people are scared to even
man,
have that
always
conversation with
Oh
it-
my God, because
with
you're
him.
embarrassed, girl.
So I'm
You
like,
feel
what are we? Or we just
you're
chilling?
embarrassed.
But what does that mean?
What does that mean?
And who else are you just chilling with? Like,
And
you
who
have
else
to-
are you just
You have to have
chilling
those
with?
conversations because I've had those conversations with people. Are you having sex with somebody else? Or is it just me?
But,
Like, you have
okay,
to have that
You
conversation.
have to, and I think at certain times that women are so afraid to lose those situationships that they don't want to have that conversation.
Look, you need to have a conversation, and then if you lose
Yes.
it, then good
It
thing
wasn't
you
meant
left it,
for you.
because he's probably in a situation with multiple other people. So that's the whole thing. Like, The thing I think is crazy is like I'd be so scared to ask this man, "Are you sleeping with other people?" But the whole thing is the answer is going to benefit me. Like I'm willing to hurt myself to lose somebody who could be sleeping with other people. Does that make sense? So why am I going to hurt myself?
I think oh my God, we gotta start wising up.
It's like
Listen,
yourself though. You
voice.
gotta take care of you.
You have to. That self-love,
But they don't.
self-care,
We'll just be like, oh
self-maintenance,
my
all
God, I
of
don't want
that.
to lose him. So I'm going to hurt myself and keep this man.
Okay, so wait a minute. Let's touch on that. What is it about you that keep attracting these know nothing ass? What is it? What is it? What void is in our life that we feel like we have to fill it with bullshit?
Sometimes I feel
say
like
that
my
real
stuff
fast.
came from daddy issues.
Ooh, I want to get on the daddy issues today. I don't think we got enough time for that.
But I'm just saying that's where it came from. It came from the lack of something I didn't have that I was trying to find in somebody else my whole life until I figured that part out.
Exactly.
Y'all need to go to therapy. That
Therapy.
helps.
You know what?
Therapy helps.
prayer, whatever you need to do to take that
Therapy
time
and
to
prayer.
yourself. I think a lot of it comes from daddy-daughter issues. That's a whole. You talking about an hour or two? Oh my God! I think we could heal so many people had they had their fathers in their lives. Not only had their fathers in their life, but if he's serving a purpose and he actually cares about you and what he's putting into you, and he's just not trying to. I'm here in the background. You know, some fathers
Right.
try to. I'm here, but I'm not here. You know.
Right.
But bringing children in this world requires a lot of work, and you have to be careful. Just because you and the mother don't work out, you can't just wash your hands and be done with that situation.
Right. That's what people do. They be swiping too
No.
much. People are just like, I'm done.
Oh, they want to hide behind authority. Oh, the judge said, "Oh, I give you child support."
But why are you paying It's your own child.
It's your own child.
Like this, your kid. Like
This is your
You
child.
decide that you want to. That's the thing is you have to figure out. Don't have sex with people that you don't want to have a kid with. That's my thing right now. If you're not,
That hurt me in my gut.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't
If you're
try. It
not
wasn't
gonna
my
have
fault.
this person For 18 years.
It was only one night. Oh God.
No, but that's the stuff people gotta think about.
And that's the stuff we had to think about.
you
You know,
don't,
people
don't think about it.
people are so in the moment with these situationships that we're creating families out of bullshit. And it's like, oh my God, like
Broken
we
families.
want to broken families. We have to start with intentional moves, and making sure that we're planning as we're
Yes, you
proceeding.
have to do stuff on purpose. People don't do
yeah.
stuff on purpose.
They don't. Everything is accident by
They're just
accident.
like, oh, I'm
even our
just
culture
in
today
the
is by
moment.
our culture today is by accident. It's so sad.
It is.
It is. It wasn't. This couldn't have been planned. Oh no! You think Harriet Tubman and him like we expected all this? This is what our hard works and efforts
Did
went
you see
towards.
that Harriet Tubman movie though? Did you see the
Ah,
there's a preview
girl.
for the movie. That you said
I
that I
don't
just
know. Listen, I don't know. I don't know.
Did you see a preview?
I didn't. I don't watch TV.
Okay.
I might catch
No, I
some
saw it on
Netflix and
YouTube.
some stuff. Oh, YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. I don't know. Should I take the girls?
Watch it and tell me. It don't look bad, but I don't know.
Okay.
It's like who wrote it?
Who
What's
wrote
the,
it? See, that's the part.
that part matters.
Yeah, that part matters. Who wrote it?
Yeah.
Who wrote it? We have to be careful of the things that we digest and we let marinate into our systems, and because whatever we allow, especially as parents, caregivers, whatever affects, look nowadays. Influencers, you have to be a careful what you allow into your spirit and what you put back out there, because that manifests into other people, and that's what helps spread like wildfire. So
Yup.
I will check that out. But even if I decide to take my daughters, we have discussions about those things that are controversial, and just like, let's go ahead and talk this out, because my girls are 10. So they have a very different perspective on things than I do. But it's nice to see, what the little eyes see and how they take that
Yup.
and what they're doing with that. Sarah, so what spiritual relationship do you have with like people? I know you go to church with like people that are involved in the ministry that are churchgoers. I kind of want to put a little spotlight on the type of relationship, the spiritual relationship you have with people. It doesn't always have to be inside a church, but just the spiritual connection you have with people.
Well, like first, I go to Kingdom in the Valley. Okay, my pastor's the bomb. Pastor Kelly and Pastor Steele.
All right.
I love them because they're like real. Like
Mhm.
I love them because they talk about how they lived their life before they knew God, and how they live their life now, and they're just like real and transparent.
That's awesome.
And so, and my Pastor Kelly, she makes me want to be like a better version of myself. Like I think it was she had like this women's conference last October, and I remember I went down the altar and I was just like, God, whatever you had, just use me whatever way you can. And then that's when everything was like started like moving and stuff for me. And then another person is Pat. She is the CEO of Sisterhood Extravaganza. She's my mentor, and she'll pray with
wonderful
me.
things about this woman. I
Yes.
can't wait to meet her.
She's
I can't wait to
is
meet this
amazing.
lady. Awesome.
And then
Sarah, before
Yeah.
you continue on, you said, and I wanted to touch on that. You said before you went down to the altar, and when you said that struck a chord in me, because I remember being in church so many times, and they make that altar call, and you're sitting there, you're conflicted, and then I'm not even gonna lie, sometimes I'm so petty, like, oh, I ain't do my hair today. I wish I would walk in front of all these people, Lord. I just ain't
Down in the
ready.
front.
I ain't get dressed today. I feel a hot mess. Everybody's gonna see me. But how important is it to submit yourself, to get outside of what you look like and what people will see and think, and go down that aisle and get to the altar call? How important is that for you? Like, how healing is that? Because once you finally get there, you're so glad you did.
It's like it had to, because I kept on saying, like, I know that God has all this stuff for me, but I'm just kind of like, I didn't want to fully walk in all of it, because I know it's it's like you have to, it's like a burden kind of, like, 'cause I'm responsible for this thing. Like, I'm responsible, and have to get this stuff out to the people. And then it's just, but I was just like, I remember listening. I was just like, you know what? I know what I'm in. Just like use me, and I know it's gonna work. And whatever you have, like, I'm here. I just like kind of like surrendered, and then stuff started moving like faster when I was just willing and opening and stopped trying to run away from what he had for me, and just like, all right,
Right.
because he knows I don't know.
He knows.
He knows.
He knows big time. And I love to see God work in my life, with me, through me, and through other people. Like, I'll be in the salon, and it's so weird. Like, I'll be going through some stuff. And one thing I love about my job and that I work for myself is that it's okay to get emotional. It's okay to have like a mini breakdown. It's okay for me to go through things spiritually with certain clients, because a lot of my clients, well, not a lot, but I have some sisters that are like friends, like we're sisters. Well, friends that are sisters. I'm sorry, I said that the wrong way. And we connect on a whole different level, and it's so beautiful, especially when you didn't know each other growing up,
Right.
And you didn't, go to school with each other. You just kind of meet each other in another place, and then because my business, I'm able to be a little bit more relaxed and just kind of go on and like, oh my God, we can talk about whatever we want to. They say there's three topics that you don't talk about in a professional atmosphere or salon or whatever. It's religion, it's politics, and some people say money.
We talk about all that.
We talk about all of that.
All of
So
that.
I'm gonna need to discuss
And
all of
more.
that and see how because you know what? Sometimes it takes. I'm stubborn. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm stubborn, and I can be bullheaded about certain things that I feel very strongly about. I'm a very opinionated person, and it's taken some very strong women in my life as well to come in and be like, "Hey, let me go ahead and offer you another perspective. Let me allow you to look through my lens and see how I see this." That's been life changing for me. If you only knew to kind of sit down and be like, I could handle this a different way.
You've given me that perspective a couple of times, because remember with that Cardi B shirt?
Ooh.
I quote Cardi B in Corinthians. Remember,
Girl,
we had a
I
whole
was so
conversation-
mad when
We
I
had a whole
seen
conversation
that.
about it, and I couldn't even put the shirt on. I wore it to the gym. Like, but yeah, just stuff like that. I didn't look at.
Yeah.
Like, you have me look at stuff. Like,
Yeah.
different perspectives.
You have helped me look at things in a total different light, and that's why we're so cool, because we learn. You have to be able to give and get from
Right.
relationships
and be open.
and be open to receive that. I struggle a lot with my oh my God, I wasn't gonna get all this personal today. But I struggle a lot with my relationship with my father, and we've come a long way, but I am just so thankful that he's there. My dad, I grew up in foster care. I was a ward of the state. And I remember as a child, sometimes we forget our prayers as children. Do you remember the prayers you had as a child?
Yep.
Have you seen God manifest his life through those prayers that you had as a child? Like, I had prayers. I remember praying that I had a twin sister because I always felt alone. And I remember being told that I was having twin girls. you could have scooped me up off the floor. I was so devastated. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do with twins? But now I'm here and my girls are here and they offer two different perspectives on my life, and the way they see things. And I couldn't imagine life without them.
Right.
And they have each other and they're just so close, but they get on each other's nerves. It's like seeing me battle with different sides of myself all the time. And it's weird because I'm the person that has to come in and cool it out.
Right.
I got one perspective here, one perspective here. I'm here in the middle because I'm feeling all of it. I get your side, baby. I get your side. Yeah, you had a point, but let's go ahead and meet in between. And my father, he just gonna kick it all up. He don't care. He gonna come in and say what he gotta say, and it is what it is. You better take it. So, but learning how to respect my elders and take what I have known, but I deal a lot with abandonment issues and rejection, and I think that as especially when you're coming from being a child of God and just being let down by society, family, friends, people, it hits you a different way. So now, how do we mend those relationships, Sarah? How do we get in there, especially when you had a relationship like my father? Like, you weren't there. This was your choice. How do you mend that relationship with someone who you feel that probably could have been there and now they're not, and now you're trying to follow?
You got to forgive them.
Ooh, forgiveness.
Like, like I had to be like, you just have to forgive, because if I look back at it, how my dad is, but how it's like, how was my dad's parents? Like my dad's parents, like my dad grew up in Sudan, like his parents, he's Muslim, they never showed like any love and stuff. So it's like, if my dad grew up like that, and then, you know what I'm saying, how am I going to expect, how's it going to be towards, you know what I'm saying? I had to think in like just past me, like, and so it's like, you have to forgive. But now, like, me and my dad are so good now. Like, he tells me he loves me and all this stuff. But like, when I was growing up, it was just like, it was struggle. Yeah, it was. He would be proud of me if I was like school. It had to be like school related stuff.
Yeah. And that sucks. I see so many people, especially my age, that struggle through that. But let's get back on the forgiveness part. I definitely struggle with that, especially dealing with my dad, because one minute it's like, I forgive you, but you hurt me. And I feel bad because you're not telling me you're sorry, and I'm just giving you all I got, and you don't always seem appreciative, but I still got to do what I feel is right.
If you forgive them, you can't wait for them.
But that's
to
the
say
thing,
you're
that
sorry.
forgiveness part.
Right. It's for you though.
I know.
It's not for them, because
still
they already did. They already did it. They already did it. Gone bad. You know what I'm saying? They've already it's already happened to them. But we'll like hold on stuff for like years.
Do, and why? And as soon as I'm reading this book. It's called Power in Your Praise, and it talks a lot about just giving things up to God and just thanking God for the situation you're in. And it made me think about my relationship with my father. Like, how many nights did I pray that my father was there in my life and he wasn't, but yet he's there for my children, and they get to experience what it is like to have a grandfather, and I'm so thankful for that it made me forget about the times that he wasn't there for me, because sometimes I overcompensate, for the roles that aren't in my daughter's lives, but he's able to do that. Everything that he's been through, it's so easy for him to just tap out and be like, I don't care. I don't have to care, but he's there and he's making a conscious effort. And my dad had it a lot worse, and people who have it a lot better that could do a lot better, and they're not, despite the resources they have. So to see my father come through that and him be there for my daughters on a daily is monumental. I got some brothers, shout outs to Big Amp. I love you and Jared, because I have biological brothers, but these are my spiritual brothers. These are the brothers that are there, that it's never been anything sexual. It's never been anything sneaky, sly, never, from day one. And we have genuine good relationships. So this goes into the relationships that you have with friends who also become family members, that are able to be there, that you accept like unconditionally, like, you're my brother. I don't care what else happens, like, we have to be there for each other. And there's a couple of relationships that I have with people that I didn't have biologically,
right,
that God bless me with.
Because God, always brings you, he'll always bring you what you need. Like, he'll always bring you, and it's like, sometimes it's not in the way that you think. but he'll
Mhm.
bring it to you.
Absolutely.
Cause I got all these black friends I didn't have when I was in school for 11 years. Now I got black friends, y'all. I'm happy. I'm for real though. Think
I
about
know,
that.
Sarah.
I was like 11 done. And
Like
I'm
90%. She like that little 2-3.5% of black, and just to be
Yup.
coming to the sister here, we like, where you been at, sis?
Right.
You know,
And then all like the black women that I'm friends with, but we're all like similar because they're different.
Mhm.
Like in some way they grew up, they were different,
Mhm.
and they were, you know what I'm saying? It's like all these like kind of like misfits, and you come together, and you're like, oh, there's my people. Like
There's my people.
we're different for a reason. Like we're all supposed to be different.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And that goes to show you how great God is, and how it doesn't matter where you come from. You know, He can always bring you back together. Make sure you have what you need.
Yep.
Yes.
Won't you do it?
Absolutely. Wait a minute, we got somebody.
Hey,
You wanna sit down over here?
yeah,
Sit
yes, you
with
does.
us?
You have to. You have to sit down because we're streaming live. So that means you have to sit down.
Come on.
No, she's got to sit down.
Oh my goodness.
She don't want to be on the camera.
Look, when you understand.
That's Blake. I just want to let you know this is Blake.
Blake
He
is
is the
in the
CEO
house.
of With a Bang, which is the
Can Blake
first
just get a microphone and just talk off camera?
black female-founded cannabis
Yeah,
brand
'cause I love to
promotions
hear your
and staffing
voice, Blake.
agency
Yes, and she's awesome.
in
And
the
when I say-
world.
Okay, so we were talking briefly about Blake because
We love her.
she's a we love her.
We do.
And she's a good friend of Sarah's, and I just met her,
Yeah.
and I'm like, when I'm
I know.
working, I don't always. I'm like, I want to play. Can we go out? Can we go do something? She seems fun.
She
She
is
just
fun.
came in there. She was just dressed really cute, and
She's
she's
cute.
like, I'm like, she looks like she's a lot of fun. So she gave me a brief little snippet of her background and what she does, and I'm like, man, it's just so awesome when you can talk to people, and they got that light. That's what it's called, that
The
light.
light.
Sarah, you got that light, girl.
light. We
Oh,
got
I
the
see it
light.
shining on
We
you,
got the
honey.
light.
Who that light shining? Look at you looking all bronze and stuff
Hey,
over there, honey.
it's the
She got
light.
that light. I think you got that bronze.
She got the light.
So you got it.
Yeah, tell us who you are and what do you
Hello,
do?
everyone.
I know. What do you do?
What
Y'all
do you
might want to
do?
hear this.
Listen up.
So, hello, everybody. I am Blake, and I am the CEO of With the Bang Promotions. And we represent various cannabis brands in the industry. We send men and women to represent these different brands and talk about the products and more so educate as opposed to a regular brand ambassador. We're more brand educators.
Awesome.
So, it helps people get their foot in the door without having to start at a dispensary where, sometimes you need experience to get in there.
And the pay
You can
sucks.
start with us.
Absolutely.
And our pay is good.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it real. The dispensary pay you $11 and $12 an hour,
Yeah.
or you can come work with a bang. We start with 18, 15, 18.
Mhm.
Somewhere
Y'all hear
out that you
people? Y'all
come,
hear that?
you work your event. You get to be
Yeah.
at the events. Like we were at Halloween Fest. Like we go to all the. We're at all the.
And hold on,
stuff.
I was just about to say that because
We're all
my girl
things.
is everywhere.
Yeah, I'm everywhere.
She's
Yes,
everywhere and always
everywhere.
enjoying life. And I love Sarah.
It's
Sometimes I'm like,
fun.
I'm like, just take me there with you in spirit. I can't be there, but I would love to be there with you. And she always invites me to the most awesome. I wouldn't even call them parties, engagements. Just where people are and they're there collectively and they're to support
Yeah.
whatever it is. Sarah knows a little bit of everybody in the valley, so it's definitely.
So tell us about what you have coming up.
Yeah, Blake,
November
Blake,
3rd.
Yeah, what's wait a minute.
I know.
November 3rd is another day. So what you got going on November 3rd?
Right.
I might have to plan this date
Yeah,
out.
because you don't even know. That's what.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let her
okay.
go ahead and plug it.
Okay. So, November 3rd, we are doing a series called Table Manners.
Oh, okay.
So it's a celebration of Black and Brown representation.
Mhm.
So we're gonna have a couple different volumes that are a part of this series. The first one is going to talk about cannabis and how we can have our footprint in that arena. How we can get our cards and what's the do's and the don'ts with having the card and what are the laws behind it and how you can get your own business started in it and all of that. So I want our people to,
If anyone's gonna make any money out of the cannabis
Yeah.
industry, it needs to be Black and brown people because we're still incarcerated over it. And there needs more Black and brown dispensaries, all this
Yeah.
stuff. I
yeah.
feel like everyone else can't just come in and make money
Yeah.
again off of us, basically.
Okay, so what I'm thinking while you're sitting here is, how is it being Black in the cannabis industry? How is it
it's unique,
being a Black woman in the cannabis industry?
double unique. It's unique, but I love it though because I mean, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Like I
Mm-hmm.
feel comfortable doing what I'm doing. I feel good doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
So I don't really like that's on them, you know. For anybody who has any type of ill feeling or anything towards what's going on, me being who I am, me being a black woman, that's on you.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to put our people on, y'all.
Right.
Yeah, and
Like,
it's important.
but I have to do it carefully.
Yes.
You know, I have to do it strategically.
Yes.
So that's why I'm kind of nervous.
That's
now,
a girl.
you know.
It's okay. I mean, we're here to educate, and then whatever your experience is, if somebody feels like, how can I? First of all, don't nobody need to be. I ain't with the nickel bag babies. You know what I'm saying? Just get out the corner with them nickel bags. It just ain't worth it. And if you can take that and what you know from that and make a little bit more profit, then we can
Right?
go
Like,
ahead and
They like drug dealers were the original like business people. So now you can use all that. Now you can legally
yeah.
do it. So it's like, but
Mhm.
people don't know. It's easy to get your medical card and like the rules and regulations. It's just yeah.
Okay. So I want to end this podcast today as we close off with education. We sprinkle spirituality all through there, which that's usually a topic as well, but it's all throughout. So let's go ahead and just speak a little bit about education. I'll start with my experience and what I kind of, as a little girl, from like 5, 6, 7 years old, I wanted to become a lawyer. I don't know if you ever knew that, but I got to high school. I wasn't life changed for me and I had to take a different route. I've been on my own since 16 years old. So it was hard to kind of focus on education when I got to pay real bills, and I got to take care of rent. I got to get to and from school. I had to take care of so much. And education went on the back burner for me. But getting to this point where I am today and seeing how it has affected not just my life, the lack of education in certain areas, and then the life of others that are close by me, and just seeing how it has affected their life as well. I try to take my experience and, whatever I did or didn't get from it, I put into my daughters. And I think it's important for us as a people to understand that if you're not getting it from this source, make sure you do put a little bit more effort into, especially if you have children. I don't care if it's children, like my dad, I want to just try to expose him to certain things as well, educationally. Myself, just picking up a book and reading. And it doesn't mean going to school and going to a big university and doing something because this is what your parents told you to do. It's about how is this going to like make my life better? How do I want to start or create a legacy for those that are behind me? And I don't think a lot of people have that goal in mind when they're going to school.
Mm-mm.
It is too much money that you're spending on something to be unhappy doing.
That part.
What I say?
Hashtag that part.
Don't nobody want to spend 4 to 10, 20. First of all, I call myself professional student because I'm just in case I decide to go back, But I am not. I've paid all my student. I pay all of my student loans. I have no student loan debt.
Ooh, good for you.
But I know what that feels like.
Okay, I got it.
Because guess what? I don't have I don't got 1 degree. Oh my God. I got a lot of unfinished projects. And I'm at a point in my life like, do you want to finish this off? Or are you good where you're at? Or do you want to kind of get
it?
That's the
thing.
But it depends on what you want to do. So as I'm getting to a point in my life where I'm starting to kind of coast a little bit, okay, what do I want to do in my life? Do I want to, there are some subjects that I do want to get some further education on, but I mean, as far as I'm not going to work for nobody unless I need some training for something.
Right.
But that's just something I'm not going to be able to do.
Right.
Y'all can miss me with that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I can't
America.
either.
But I mean, my daughters, I got to make sure they have the best education that's allowed. So Sarah, what is some of the what did you go to college?
Mm-hmm.
For what?
Fashion merchandising.
Girl, how'd that go?
I ain't used a degree for real. Fashion merchandising, a minor in marketing, and of course, when I went to school, marketing has changed anyway, so it's right out the window.
So much.
It's right out the window. So, I think I had to go to college because both my parents are college professors, and that's just how it went.
Okay, little Kanye over here.
But I think I feel like college isn't for everybody. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. If you go trade, I feel like it's better if you
Yeah.
learn like a skill.
Yeah.
And then also I think that people need to encourage people to be entrepreneurs because here's everyone's not going to be a leader, but then everyone's also not going to be a follower, and you can't keep making people go to school so we work for somebody else. Some of us are going to be the person that you work for, so you need to train up those people if you see that quality in them. You know, and then realizing you all have to do a 9 to 5 all the time too. That 9 to 5, it don't work. And I quit so many jobs all the time. My dad used to get so mad. Why do you quit? Because it wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? That's not it. You're made for more than just sitting at the computer and typing and shit.
I'm not gonna be able to do it.
I can't do it. I already did it. I've already done all that stuff already. I put my time in.
What about you?
What about you, Blake?
I did go the route of college. I got my degree in health sciences, which kind of played out for me later on. You know, at first I was like, oh, what is this? What am I doing? But it actually ended up working out. But for me, college is about the experiences more so than it is about the education. That's the paper, right? But it's about the experiences that you get while in school, because how many people have dropped out and are gajillionaires?
You're right. And I learned about Black history when I went to college because I took a Black studies class, and I learned all about for all these people that I had no idea stuff because they didn't learn it in school. So what happens if you never went to college?
Exactly.
And who's going to teach you about all? No one taught me nothing.
And that's why I'm leaving that open. So I do plan on going back. I'm not going to talk about what it is just yet, but I definitely want to get to a point where I'm going back to college. I think I might get up out of here, the USA, and go over there. I'm not gonna talk about that, Germany and somewhere, because there's some countries that offer free education, and I might be able to get over there and do what I need. And free healthcare.
And free healthcare.
Well, Canada ain't far enough away from me.
It's cold there too.
When they get to acting the fool over here in the United States of America, where you think everybody's going?
I got my passport.
I got my passport. I gotta get away from it. From sea to shining sea. I gotta go. So I just want to wrap everything up. I thank you, ladies, for coming in to join me today. I had so much fun. Sarah, we gotta do this again. Yay! Thank you for tuning in to Mother Nation. You have a wonderful evening.
We out. That was great.
Hey, that was